yeah, like I said, I try to put, you know, in the writing there's a lot of stuff that takes it as far as you can. But Roberto Miranda came up to me later on in the project as we were getting through the rehearsals and getting ready to go in the studio, and he said, I want to really honor you because you got a lot of jazz history in here. You're not just throwing it away, and you're bringing it to the table. And I hadn't really thought about that, you know, because when I write a song, I'm just trying to write the best song I can write. You know,
exactly.
Get to the next chord, but it made me think about that when he said that.
Because you can't, you know, with someone with Roberto Miranda's credibility, and when he hears it, when he plays on your material, that's telling you, that's elevating you, that's letting you know my stuff must be pretty good. To have individuals like Michael Session and Roberto Miranda come to you and say, hey, your stuff is great, and want to play on your music, Romley Michael Davis, to assemble these wonderful group of musicians together, that's a big testimony to you. That's a credit to you.
Well, Richard, yeah, it's humbling, and I really appreciated these guys agreeing to do the project, but more than that, to you and I, we know that these guys are the guys, and they've been around for years, and they've been doing it, and they've been part of really jazz history in LA. But these guys are underappreciated still. And they're toiling away. My intention is through this record to put them right in the forefront and get them the props and maybe even the career help that they all need and deserve at this point for the dues they've paid and the soul that they bring to the music.
The point that you just made is true. That was a very accurate point. These gentlemen who I just mentioned, Roberto Miranda, Michael Session, Romley, you were correct in saying that they have been toiling at their craft for many, many years, and they need to be put into the forefront as well. So I think that's a marvelous thing for you to grab these group of gentlemen together and say, hey, let's make this happen.
That's what I'm trying to do. I had a little party for some of the guys that couldn't all make it, but when I finally finished the record and they came out to my house and I played them the CD, and we looked at some of my video footage, and Sunship Theus, who is a veteran of Charles Lloyd, and who's I think played with Stevie Wonder and like McCoy Tyner, everybody.
Wow.
He said that this record captures his drumming like no record he's ever made.
Wow.
And that's the testimony to Andrew Bush, the producer. And he was talking about the fidelity, not just the writing of music. He specifically said, Andrew captured my drums. And you know, I'm proud of that, and I think it does. I think if you go into Amazon.com or Tower Records, which is no longer, you're not going to find the great drummer Sunship Theus or some of these guys. But if you listen to my record, you'll hear it, and I hopefully we'll be making more and more, and you know, everyone's career is going to take off from here and just only go upward as jazz starts becoming revitalized.
Now, for the Jazz in My Mind audience who want to learn more about Matt Ritvo, what is your website? Give us your website address.
It's mattritvo.com, MATTRIT as in Tom, V as in Victor, O.com, mattritvo.com. Thank you.
And a phone number?
My phone number is 818-400-7724, and you can buy the CDs right there on the website, and you can see video footage of the band in the studio and the band, a little bit of the band rehearsing maybe, and you can see the band performing live, real nice 2 and 3 camera footage of some of the stuff.
That's really incredible. I'm telling you, ladies and gentlemen, Jazz on My Mind viewers, you have to sample this CD, and once you sample it, once you hear it, it's going to be a part of your collection, because I could not believe the sound out of this. I'm telling you, I hate to keep saying this over and over, but I have to give credit to where credit is due. And this CD, Matt, is an unbelievable jazz CD.
I'm really freaking stoked to hear that.
I'm serious. When I listen to this, I picture me being back home in Chicago as a kid, listening to Coltrane. I hear all of those sounds in my ear, Parker. Every name that you mentioned, I can hear them as I listen to this. And I'm telling you, this is really unbelievable.
Cool. I wanted to make a record that was hit you hard, tight, concise. There's no long, boring solo anywhere on it that you got to fast forward through.
Yeah, you just go from one song to the next. Once again, ladies and gentlemen, this CD, the Matt Ritvo Group CD, is featuring such artists as Romley Michael Davis, Bobby English, Michael Session, Roberto Miranda, Sunship Theus. You've got to listen and you got to purchase this. Make this a part of your jazz collection, because this is an unbelievable CD. And I want to thank this young man the one and only Matt Ritvo, for coming out, spending some time with us today with Jazz on My Mind, so we can learn more about you, the man behind the music. And before we go, if you would be so kind to give us your website address one more time so someone can learn more about Matt Ritvo.
MATTRI, T as in Tom, V as in Victor, O.com, MattRitvo.com.
All right, Matt, it's been an extreme pleasure. I want to thank you for coming in, spending some time with us today. And as soon as we get into our car, I'm going to put this CD back into my player and listen to it again. But Matt, I want to thank you very much for coming out and spending some time with us today.
Cool, Richard. Thank you so much.
It's my pleasure. And also, I want to thank the one and only Mark Spreewack here at West LA Music for extending the hospitality and letting us use this wonderful room for our interviews. Thank you very much, Mark, and the entire staff at West LA Music. And Matt, once again, thank you for coming. And we're going to check you out on your website. Hopefully, and I know, in fact, we'll get you back here on Jazz on My Mind so we can talk a little bit further in the very near future, okay?
Well, thank you so much. The record's already been featured on KPFK and KXLU, and we're trying to get it on KJazz, so I really appreciate your efforts.
Well, no, not to worry about KJazz. I got some good friends over there, Tommy Hawkins and also Bubba Jackson, so I'll be speaking to them very soon on your behalf.
Beautiful.
Matt, thank you very much.
Thank you, sir.
You're welcome. I'm Richard Blackwell, and as always, we want to thank you for watching Jazz on My Mind.